Okay. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna share the stream because I don't want to get another strike. But if you guys want to watch it, um, I'm I'm watching the stream. Oh boy. Okay, they brought the biopic. Alright. Okay, they're starting the Q&A. Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know. Now they talk about how Rich and Toe met Michael Jackson. Guys, I'm watching the stream. If anyone's watching it along with me, feel free to. Guys, I'm watching the stream. I'm just afraid to show it because of copyright. Because Owens' life's over to MJ. Oh wow. Don't ever disrespect him again. What? I never disrespected him. What? Oh, I can't show the stream, y'all. I'm just afraid I'm gonna get copyrighted. Well, I think they. Okay, let me. No, this is the different live. All right.
Okay, so great. Everybody was still relaxed and sort of just kind of hanging
All
out,
right.
talking.
See what's happening.
And then we were still working in front of the mirror, me and my brother. Then next thing you know, 10 minutes passed.
I lowered the volume here.
Walked back in and said,
Never. That's kind of a stretch. I mean, we're going to get a trailer regardless. This is a blockbuster film. The blockbuster film is going to get a trailer. We just don't know when it's going to be.
And then next thing you know, the security guard comes back in. Time has already passed.
Let's see how the chat is this time.
Michael was going to arrive in 5.
I lowered the volume because of copyright. I do not want to get another one here.
Still kind of relaxed and all, and then next thing you know, I'm like looking in the mirror, going.
Bring him back to life, the Hollywood. We want Michael. You can't get him back, man. Sorry.
With a fedora.
Who are you people? Okay, that's. Come on, stop it. I'm more interested in this chat at this point.
Right, so I wasn't thinking too much of it, and I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, is that what I think it is? And then next thing you know, we didn't get warned, by the way. Remember, the security guard kept on coming back in and out, was saying, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So we didn't get warned that he was actually going to walk in. He just appeared like it was magic, like out of thin air. So, and then when everybody finally realized that was Michael standing, watching everybody ran to the mirror and started fixing their clothes, fixing their fedoras, starting to work on the number and all that. But then next thing you know, we started doing the number. Everybody started messing up in front of him. That was my recollection. First meeting Michael. And it was so
worse than last year.
The choreographers, Lavelle.
I mean, at least they're now actually doing a proper Q&A. They're telling stories, which is really nice.
Turn around and look at you, and lo and behold, as we start doing the number, in the midst of it, when he's singing out like full out, he's dancing full out. When he stops, you can.
My favorite panel probably was the one with Greg.
In the middle of the song, turns around and looks at everybody like this, keeping time. He's like, biting his lip, and we're all like, "Oh my god!" Then he spins, turns around, and gets back right into the number. That, I tell you, was one of the things that Tony and I used to talk about so much because it wasn't like he stopped and then, stopped the music. He literally had
I'm
the music
gonna what I'm gonna
playing.
do is I'm gonna leave the
We were
chat here,
performing.
so
You had to
the
make
whole
sure that you
screen,
kept performing. And with that being said, is that he just went right back into the song, dance, step, everything, like he was on stage. It was surreal. It was like superpower.
And just note that they said this was 1995, and Tones told you they were 15 and 17, so you figure out their ages today.
Hey, really fast. Whenever we tell the story, Karen, whenever we tell the story, the majority of people we tell the story to were just born. I'm like, wait, what you mean he was just born? Was it 93, 94? It's crazy.
All right, so here's our next question for you guys. So think back.
Why are fans terrible?
What was for each of you the hardest choreography for you to learn?
Why is the estate bad? That's a
This
good one.
must be a two-tier question. I'll tell you right now, right away, yes, most definitely. Well, for me, was like I think the first thing for me was probably Dangerous.
No, same.
Yeah,
Because I think that was like a perfect. This is what I call this routine because obviously it's one of the first ones that I've learned being in Michael Jackson's camp, but also it was a perfect blend of technicality, street, and precision, and also groove.
Is the
soul
stream
too as
still
well,
up or
because
it's still?
there was a lot of moves in that routine that I felt connected with because a lot of it was majority of the time coming from the street side of things, but also the technical side because you had to you had to know how to work on your toes, right, and also be ambidextrous on. You'd have to be even on both sides because most dancers. I don't know if you guys know this, right? Most dancers they favor their strongest side. You don't really notice because you're not looking at that particular thing. But with this particular routine, I would say this is where the technical side came in. And we were not trained at all. We didn't take ballet, we didn't take jazz classes or anything like that.
Just like Michael.
We're straight raw from the streets. So that's how we learned from just watching. But this was the first time ever that we had to go through a process of understanding how to work my left side, if that makes any sense, right? So for everybody that understands rhythm, you got to be strong on both sides. That, to me, that what makes a perfect dancer.
Can I add something to that? What Tone just said was crazy was that when we started learning the routine, everything was going to the left. Michael was a righty. He's a righty. He's right-handed, right? But for some reason, his left side is really strong when it comes to the dancing. I don't know if you guys really pay attention to it over the years, watching videos. You know that famous thing he does when he taps his heel.
Right.
Well, that's left, right? A lot of people when they see it, they do it on the right because that's a lot of people's safe side. But everything is on the left with Michael. So learning that routine, just to add on to what Tone was saying, it was really difficult because we had to be able to dance towards the left, dance on the left side, and be ambidextrous.
Okay, here's kind of a fun question. Did Michael Jackson ever play a practical joke on you, or did you ever help him play a practical joke on anybody else? We all know that Michael liked to joke.
Michael liked to joke a lot. I know one thing. There was a lot of water guns around. We used to get
sound like a fanatic.
Water guns. Obviously, he loved his disguises. So sometimes he'll come on set. You wouldn't even recognize him, and they're like, "Wait, oh my God, I just hugged Michael Jackson," and it was someone else.
I would say, I mean, he did pick on one particular individual, which was his musical director. For some reason, he had
Brad Buxer.
He really loved to play jokes on this guy. His name was Brad Buxer. He was the MD for the History Tour. And I recall, during sound checks,
Year rape warning.
we would tech Billie Jean. It was the classic intro where he walks out with the suitcase, and a lot of the the Foley sounds of him walking.
December
As you know, that
teaser
is
trailer is the
by
last
keyboard,
thing that comes out before
which
the film.
Brad Buxer was in
Film
charge of.
releases.
And always during tech, he will always walk out, and he will always walk out normal, cat, 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 and then stop, and then he would do this.
And if Brad didn't
And
hit
then
it,
it would,
crowd is
man, I'm
dead.
telling you, we would look at
Unless
Brad,
they muted the crowd.
everybody
They-
from the
it
band,
sounded like the crowd was
guitarists, all the
muted.
other keyboardists, the backup singers,
Job
would be
gone.
cracking up because literally Michael would just be standing there
Like,
smiling,
That's not
looking
what
at
he
Brad.
said.
Look down
Brad,
at
what
the
you gonna
ground.
do?
He would just lift his leg.
I hate
And
just
then
they.
you do two
I
steps,
hate
and he
that
would be
people
like,
don't know.
Brad,
That still people don't know
you're
what
not
actually
looking at
happened.
me.
with Brad.
you're not looking
You're
at
not
me,
looking
Brad.
at me.
What's wrong, Brad? Did you get some sleep?
So
Let
that
me
was
tell you
that was a
something.
real fond moment.
And let me tell you something, Brad would show up as far as getting some sleep, Brad would show up looking like he just woke up out the bed straight to rehearsal. Hey, Brad, if you watching this, I love you, brother. Sorry, man, but it's the truth.
Like,
Fun.
y'all
Very
gotta-
Michael. Speaking of the history tour, here's a question. Do either of you have a favorite song that you enjoyed performing on the history tour?
Have a guess.
You know,
You're gonna say
it was.
One-
I think it's still the same. My favorite song to this day,
one something.
because whenever we did that number,
Want to be starting
it felt-
something. Right?
It was nothing but freedom. It felt like,
Beat it, right?
you know,
Beat
you
it.
knew Michael Jackson for so many years, and that number was "Want to Be Starting Something."
I fucking
As
called
you
it.
know,
Want to be starting? Fucking
True
called.
fans in here, whenever you see him perform that number on Bad, Dangerous History,
He said freedom.
you see like this like grit come, this umph, this sort of visceral, very
Love what
graphic
you're telling them.
Michael
If,
Jackson,
they
right?
give all my
The
respect.
attitude comes in there. Every move is sharp. It's like that. It's something about that song, man. There was some Tony and I used to always say to each other when we were on tour with Michael Jackson. Is like, you know, we went going from country to country and seeing hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people come. I mean, sometimes we would just perform in an open field because there were so many people. Like stadiums couldn't hold the fans, right? And it was an epiphany to a degree for Tony and I, because it felt like, you know, Michael was this true person that brought the world together. So it was like, every time before the show, Tony and I would be, you know, juicing each other up and be like, all right, man, let's go save this project, save the world. It's time to go save the world. So whatever, and then we get in our pods and we'll pop up on stage, and whenever we get to that number, Want to Be Starting Something, man, let me tell you, man, there was a chemistry on stage with him. The way he walked back and forth, the way he controlled the crowd with just his song and dance, that right there was just my favorite. I think it's very surreal.
Superhero music.
What about you, Tone?
I think mine was Smooth Criminal. Obviously, that's a lot of people would say that would be an easy one, right? But I think from my point of view, it was my chance to always do the lean, which was one of the greatest moves of all time. I think, but also, you know, to go beyond that, I think playing the character, you know, dressing up in that pinstripe suit
Yeah.
with the fedora, and just playing a character throughout from beginning to end in
I
that
like
number. I think
that,
that was one of my memorable,
analyzation.
most favorite numbers to ever do.
Most definitely.
Okay, so
From Michael.
here's one for you. Is there a favorite memory that
Hollywood?
either
No.
of you have with
Hollywood-
Michael that
Hollywood
you
for me.
want to share with everybody?
We're not getting any
I know it's
biopic
hard.
updates.
I know
Those
we
who
all
are
like to
coming
keep
in.
our memories of Michael like close to our hearts, but is there one that maybe you'd be willing to share today?
You know, there's a lot of memories that I hold. I think Tony and I personally hold for ourselves that we don't like to share with people. But there's one in particular that made me cry on stage, sitting back watching him, and it was in Milan, Italy. We did this show when Heal the World came up. As you all know, Michael went to every country, spent time at orphanages.
Well, he didn't.
All that, with a lot of kids.
I wish he toured more in Canada.
Either were devastated by disease, war, you know, and so on and so forth, and like he knew he was his angel, right? And this show in Milan, there was this kid that was dying of AIDS in Milan, and I don't know. I guess his one wish was, you know, to come to a Michael Jackson show and watch Michael perform.
No trailer.
Was on the side
no
of his
teaser
in his wheelchair, and you know you looked at him, you could tell he was happy, but he was so frail. He was didn't have a lot of energy. And man, when Heal the World came on, let me tell you something, man. I crack up every time I think about it sometimes. But
I know I said this before. Brad Sundberg does not like Heal the World. So Stream being all wild, throwing her life away.
You know when you watch a soccer game in Europe,
oh
and they
my
have this
God,
chant,
love you,
the
man.
whole crowd is
awesome.
chanting one thing. Well,
You know
that was
why I
going
was
on
chat,
because
bro.
what Michael did was that he walked to the side of the stage. He picked the kid up out of his wheelchair, and he was walking around the stage, holding him, singing "Heal the World."
And you're
And
not
I
well.
say that was one of the
This
most
portion,
powerful
I'm talking about
moments
this portion.
I seen. of
And you
Michael
wouldn't
Jackson
like
because
going
he
to a
brought
seminar.
not only the city of Milan together, but he brought this energy of love towards this child that was, you know, on
That
his way
show
out
is
to die.
wild because I remember that was a history tour show. I at least wish we got pro because he had that one part where he's carrying the girl, and there's that one part in Blood and Dance where he's like laying on the ground humping,
Right.
putting his leg up.
He made that moment so special for him, and sitting back.
Like
I'm
that
just
was
standing
that
next
was
to
a
my
cool
brother,
concert.
and you know we're just doing this to each other. Like wow, like look at this.
Brad needs to hear the world. Now
Sometimes
Bruce
a lot of these
Wadeen
types of
loved it though.
moments go over our head, but that moment didn't. That moment stuck with me. It made me.
Sundberg hates it.
Made me
Bruce
look
loves
at
it.
him in a whole different way. I was like, this man was heaven sent because he had this gift of music and dance. He brought everyone together for that moment, for that child. I think that's one of my favorite moments.
Yes. Give him a round of applause.
I mean, I got
It's so hard to hear them
I gotta
talking
say
because I have the
that's probably
volume
my
low
top
because I don't want to get copyrighted.
number one. But
Just-
I think my number two is more of the
Which I haven't seen the amateur in a bit.
funnier human side
Highlight me on a
of
few
Michael.
of those.
We were working on the short film.
Oh, I got a treat for
with-
y'all. You guys are gonna like this. Yesterday I found out that we got a new Bad Tour audio, and the quality is pretty good. It's East Rutherford 88. Sounds awesome.
Chris Tucker. Remember,
We're talking about that band
Mark
jam in a little
World
bit.
and
When we
with
get to
Marlon
that,
Brando
that'll be the
as
last
well.
thing we do today.
Actually, it was 2 moments within this the process of shooting that short film. Number one, my brother and I and a couple of the
Starting to
dancers, I
leave.
think it was like a break. We took a break or whatever from shooting, and we were outside and we were walking. I think we were on the way.
Y'all want to
walking
hear that
to-
now, or you guys want to still watch
Next
this?
thing you know,
I'm gonna take a vote. I'm gonna start a poll,
Michael-
guys.
well, no, there was this golf cart that was driving.
Let's hear a bit of the
And-
bad.
and
We're not gonna hear the whole
then
thing,
I
but we're
could
gonna hear
the
a little bit of the
engine
Bad Tour
from the
audio.
golf cart, but I didn't bother to turn around.
I don't know if I even
But
want
it
to
was
start a
like
poll
driving,
because I already know
Like, it
most of
sounded
you
it was
guys are
like it
gonna
was getting
wanna
closer because we were walking.
hear a bit of that.
So we kept on walking, and then next thing you know,
hear
I
the
hear
story
this
first.
beep, beep, beep. And I'm like, and I turn around, I'm looking real mad. And then the rest of the group turned around too. And it was Michael driving Marlon Brando in a golf cart. And Michael was telling us with a big smile,
Bang, bang.
could you move out the way? And literally, we moved out the way. He drove through, and then everybody, we just stopped and we just froze. We just looked at each other. It was like,
Yeah.
did that just happen?
This
Marlene clearly like living on
Marlene-
the edge, letting Michael
This is
drive
stuff
him
I
in
like to hear.
anything.
You know, Marlon Brando at that time, he was a little heavy set, and Michael was, you know, a little skinnier. So it's like Laura and Hardy in a way.
I mean, hey, I mean, Brad did tell us Michael Jackson was a bad driver.
It was the funniest, like, view in picture. I would never forget that moment. And you just look at Marlon Brando, he was just hanging outside of the golf cart like this, like, and he has like glasses on. You know, it was just funny. Um, but I think the other moment was how he was the teacher side of Michael, right? He basically, like, we were setting up a scene, and literally he would go up to each individual and give them specific directions on how to act, how to move. Like, he took this one dancer, like, there was a shot where he wanted this one dancer to smoke a cigarette, and literally he grabbed a cigarette. It wasn't lit. He grabbed the cigarette out of the guy's hand. He was like, "This is what I want you to do, and this is how I want it to feel."
I mean,
So he was like leaning up against the wall, and he was like acting like he was taking a puff of the cigarette.
that's the
He would
perfectionist.
literally lean off the wall and just sort of like walk towards, you know, across the center, and then he would like, "I want you to look back. Want you to look at the rest of the dancers. I want you to tip the ash,
Is
throw
Macaulay
down
Culkin here? Someone.
the cigarette, and then do this." It's like just the little small little details, man. I was like watching a master at work on set, and literally, you know, and the director was literally basically he was doing the director's job, but the director was just like literally taking notes. You could tell he was just soaking everything up. But I was just looking at that whole situation, just stepping back and being like, you know what? This is exactly what I signed up for. This is the reason why I'm here, is to learn from people like this. So this is one of those things, one of those moments where, you know, you got to take it full advantage of. You know, when you're in those moments, you know, learning from somebody like that, one of the greatest of all time, right? And you just got to sit back and just cherish those moments, man.
And this was funny about that too. So as Michael was doing that, the set, everything. Whenever Michael moves and talks, he stops time. Okay. So as he's doing this, you just know everyone was like this.
Ah.
And then right when he turns around and gets someone's attention, you know, the director was like this too. Oh yeah, yes, Michael. What do you need?
Everybody forgot they were at work.
Exactly.
Forgot me.
All right, so here's a question for both of you. Did either of you ever spend time at Neverland with Michael?
Oh boy, here we go. It's gonna be good.
I did. It was very brief, but it was for the two fundraiser shows that he was doing in Germany and Korea, and he wanted to have a meeting at amongst the creative team, and yeah, we took this. I don't remember this black van showing up at our in front of my house, and we literally took this van. It was like probably like 3-4 hour drive up to Neverland, but we had the meeting. I remember in the movie theater, and obviously we waited for about like an hour or two before he actually arrived. But typical, which is fine.
So he was on time.
Yeah. Yeah. So literally, we drove about 3 to 4 hours out, and we waited about 2 hours for him to come, and the meeting lasted for about maybe like 20 minutes.
And then you spent 4 hours driving back.
So that was my experience going to Neverland.
No, that's cool. I think that I don't know how many people know the history that Rich and Tone have with Michael, and I know we've talked a little bit about some of the projects that you worked on. Obviously, the history tour, You Rock My World, the first thing in '95. But maybe you guys want to just share with everybody, just so they know, some of the other projects by name or something that you had the opportunity to work with Michael on.
Ghost.
Oh man. Yes. So in chronological order, to a degree, Tony and I will go back and forth. '95 was the MTV VMA Awards, right? From there, that was the first sort of marketing promotion for the History album. from there, we did other shows. First time going to Germany, we did this big show
Wetten-Das
called
Awards.
Wetten-Das, which was
Oh,
awesome.
Wen
That
Das,
was our
man.
first time ever outside of the country.
Thank you for bringing that performance
well,
up.
actually,
That
our
was
second time.
one of his best
And
performances.
and so from there, was the it led up to the short film Ghost, where Tony and I were co-choreographers under
Oh, Twitter.
Lavelle Smith and Travis Payne, and Barry Lather came in and helped out
And
a lot.
Michael Jackson.
And Michael Jackson,
yep.
yes. But well, by the way, as y'all know, Michael Jackson created everything that we do, so that he does. But director, rest in peace, was Stan Winston, who he was the genius behind
Yeah, man. Rest
Alien,
in peace.
Terminator. He was the guy that created all that makeup stuff. So from there, we then did.
I think we worked on a couple shows with Dick Clark.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually did the Soul Train Awards.
We did the
If you
Soul Train
remember
Awards.
that.
Yes, we did.
It was at in Los Angeles.
That was awesome.
I forgot the name of the theater.
This was so cool about that too, Tony. I totally remember. We had our own day because we had to go to Germany. So Michael had his own day of doing his performance for Soul Train Awards. Whole audience came in just for that, and everybody was in there. Everybody and their mama was there. They wanted to see Michael Jackson, which was awesome. And then
we also did the Democratic Party. There was the Democratic convention.
National,
it was in Harlem.
Yeah, he did a special.
It was at
The Bill Clinton.
Yes.
Oh,
he did a
it's
special
about
private show for the Democratic
I'm not even paying attention. Hold on.
National Awards. Whole audience came in just for that, and everybody was in there. Everybody and their mama was there. They wanted to see Michael Jackson, which was awesome.
Okay.
And then
we also did the Democratic Party.
No, they're referring to
the
something
Democratic
that they did.
convention.
National,
It was at
Oh, it was the Democratic National Convention at
he
the
did a special.
Bill
It
Clinton.
was at
The Bill Clinton.
Yes. He did a special private show for the Democratic National Party, right? Clinton was there and all that, and all the senators, all this, and it was at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Tony and I, first time. I mean, we grew up watching late night, the Apollo show, but being there was surreal. Obviously, this is an institute. This is the mecca of like black performances and all that. So it was amazing being there with Michael Jackson and art and the band and all of us dancers in a room full of performing for senators, which was so surreal to me. And Bill Clinton was there. I was like, wow, Mike. And you just
And Mike's
we had
performed
conversations with ourselves like,
before.
wow,
So
Mike performed.
Mike was like with every fucking
diplomats
president at this point.
let me just show you
Ronald
a
Reagan,
cool story about
Bill
the Apollo
Clinton,
Theater show,
Trump,
because this was very very special and close
who else?
to Michael, and I'll tell you why. We were doing the tech rehearsal, and all the dancers were on stage, and we were obviously warming up and going over staging and all that stuff before Michael arrived. So
that's the thing about politics.
Michael arrived.
I know I'm bringing politics up, but nothing to divide. But see, it seemed like everyone, no matter what party it was, they all loved Michael Jackson. I was just throwing in there.
Right. So everybody, obviously, you already told, like my brother was telling, anytime he walks in the room, time stops. Right. All the crew members sort of just stopped what they were doing and it was just watching him walk onto stage. Obviously, all the dancers and myself and my brother was on there, and he walked on stage, and I literally, everybody's eyes dropped to his shoes. And it's a cool story. He walked in with these black, shiny, patent leather shoes. There weren't the classic MJ loafers.
MJ.
Right? And then literally was
seen hop.
Right?
Ass nothing.
Michael, what's up with the shoes?
Nice shoes you got on.
Some really beautiful shoes. Obviously, they were gleaming in the light too, as well, right? And then he literally just gave us a story. It was like, well, I wanted to wear these special shoes because this is the same stage when I was a kid in that wing right there where I was standing, this is where I saw Jackie Wilson perform.
That's right.
And he had these same shoes on. And I just wanted to dedicate this rehearsal to the great Jackie Wilson. And I'm
How-
going to rehearse
now
in
how
these
cra-
patent
now-
leather shoes.
How amazing
cool,
is that?
Very cool.
Wow.
Sorry to cut everybody off, but unfortunately, we're nearing the end of our thing. This is normally the time at which we would invite the cast of Michael Jackson 1 to come out
Yep.
and do a performance for all of you that they specially create for the birthday every year. But unfortunately, this year that wasn't possible. Actually, for the same reason that we're actually doing this Q&A earlier than we normally do, as you
There's
know.
no performance.
And that is that the entire creative team, cast and crew, have been working on some enhancements to the show over an extended dark of a couple of weeks that just ended. And some of the changes you will actually see at the show tonight.
Okay.
But because of this, they didn't have time to also create a special performance for you today. We're excited for you to start to see some of these enhancements, as I said, tonight. I don't want to give too much away so that
I want to just tell you all, the MJ1 tickets are up until 2030. So if y'all want to fly out there and see it, definitely do. I still have to see it. So.
it'll all be a surprise. But I will say that one of the driving forces behind some of these things was the desire to keep Michael Jackson 1 at the forefront of technological advancements, since it's been 11 years now since the show started, and we thought it was time to bring in some of the advancements that have happened.
Okay.
And again,
That's
the
cool.
whole thing of keeping the show ahead of the curve is very much influenced by everything Michael did himself and wanting to stay ahead of the curve with everything he did. So that is why we have to turn the theater back over to them right now so that they can do some additional work in preparation for tonight's show. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming and sharing with us and celebrating Michael.
It went dust
and,
better than MTV.
on this special day. And the only other thing I want to make sure everybody is aware of is that today on Michael's birthday, we thought was a good time to update the profile picture on all of his pages. So if you haven't already noticed, I think we have the image to show you.
Oh boy.
That will now be his profile pic.
My.
Woo!
So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, why is that in better
and we look
quality?
forward to seeing you tonight at the show. And have a great rest of the afternoon.
Oh my god. Okay. Despite the rich,
I just want to give it back up to y'all. Thank you so much for keeping his essence and his legacy alive. As you know how much he loved y'all, the fans.
BIOPIC updates are.
You are the reason why we are still here. You are the reason why he is still alive. Thank you so much, and keep doing it.
So give yourselves a big hand.
I know what
Thank
they mean.
you.
Like, come on. A legacy being alive. That's what they mean.
I'll see y'all later.
And that's it. All right, copyright. All right, that was it. There's no performance from MJ1. There's gonna be the show tonight, but let me recap on that stream. Oh, speaking of D23, last year I remember it being about the musical. This year it was it went from them bringing up the Democratic National Convention. Then they brought up the Olympic, and then yeah. Oh, never mind. Sorry, let me just. I just got a email from a professor. But yeah, it went from that. It went from the Olympic performances. It was loved the performances, but yeah, it was I think that was from what all that they could do. I mean, they did that. And it definitely, I wasn't really looking at this with high expectations either way. I mean, I really wanted a biopic update, and we will get the biopic updates. There's going to do it. There's going to that made no sense. There's going to be an update. I just think today was the best day to do it. Considering that it is his birthday. I mean, but I can understand. I mean, I think they're trying to get a date that's like I said in previous videos. I think they're just trying to get a date that's makes, I don't know, for like the movie industry. I don't know what's that. I don't know when we're getting a teaser, but the film comes out April 18th, so they are still on schedule for that. The estate needs to be a little more communicative with the updates too. I mean, every update I'm getting is from Variety or other sites. I think the estate should also be involved in posting about the casting process as well. They haven't done that, so not surprised. But I heard something about December. I don't know. The last thing I want to do today is I want to highlight this concert here. We got this concert, full audio for the concert. I think we've gotten this before. Oh, okay. So this was we got the audio for the 5th of October. We got a new one for October 3rd. This we never got. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this audio with you guys. And this YouTuber specifically, let me put the name MJ Enhanced. Put up the video and gave some timestamps with some unique moments from the concert. We're gonna go through some of these together. Here we go. It sounds like something dropped. Okay, let's go here. Oh yeah, I heard that. Then we go to giving chills at 225 with incredible harmonious backing vocals. I would see it. Wow. Then we have Michael messes up or forgets the lyrics here. Oh wow. Then we have this, I love a standard performance of This Place Hotel. Michael lets out a small laugh during Another Part of Me. I heard the laugh, but it wasn't like that big. A strange sound at 22:05. Ew. I don't know, but I think that just might be the recording. I don't think it's the show. Different mic turn on time. All right. Then we go to nice reaction from the audience. Okay. Different drumming in 28:08. Overall, it's very identical. I think the noises are just coming from the recording, not the. That's nothing from the show. I don't think. The intro startled me. The entire audio has noise suppression. Suddenly, super loud burst nearly blew my ears out. Okay. Another strange noise resembling a wind or flute. Oh yeah, it was like, oh yeah. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. I wonder what he intended to sing at here. You are the, yeah, that's all I heard. The synths are very audible, but there's a rare he at right here. He never does that. Here we go. We got some ad-libs and bad. Wow. Never heard of that. I actually, wow. I'm actually impressed. I never heard him do an ad-lib like that ever. But actually, no, I'm wrong. That's the same ad-lib from Heartbreak Hotel. It's not really an ad-lib because it's part of the song. What is the wah, wah? But he just put it in bad. Nice. Then we have right here. There's another one. I love that he still did that. Like, especially this is like one of the later shows. This is like later. This has been like a few months before the tour wrapped. All right, let's keep going here. There's another rare ad lib in the way make it feel. Ooh. All right, we got it. We got one more here. There's one more timestamp I wanted to look at here. Man in the Mirror is right here. All right, what did they put over there? I didn't read it. It sounds epic. The way the synth blends the bat with the bass feels like a movie scene. Yeah, I like the way it sounds. Okay, we have Bad Groove. They do something interesting here. I actually scrolled through it. Damn, this crowd is good. Yes, you're right here, Buffalo Bill. Hey, look, Callie. Brennan Bourne Arena. Kind of wish we did it at MetLife. Man, he was doing like arenas and stuff. I wish he did a stadium in the U.S. too. Right, right. Like Brennan Bourne, and then wasn't that? Didn't they used to be Izod Center? Well, a large percentage of that stream was because if you divide it up, you did have most of it about the Olympics, but then I think that same percentage kind of went with like the Rich and Tone stories, which a lot of them I've never heard before, and people do like never before heard stuff. Like that story where Michael's driving the golf cart with Marlon Brando. I'd never heard of that story, so that was new. Like there were a few things. Oh, he just put a thumbs up. No, so like there were a few things that they said like that was like I think the only good thing. But Karen said chop. Yeah. I liked the Rich and Tone panel. Like that was cool. Everything else, like what? I was just disappointed because like it's not really about the teaser. Like I knew we weren't gonna get a teaser. My main thing is like I would have been fine if it was just the Rich and Tone panel, but make it longer. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure they had a lot more to talk about, so that you would have time for that performance. Well, they did say that they were making enhancements to the show and they had to rehearse that, so like that's understandable. You probably heard my reaction. I was disappointed because I just don't want any political things being brought up in because it's Michael's birthday. I just don't. I don't stand by that, especially when we're not even like. Why are we like? I don't think anything happened on the chat, but like, regardless, it's like why are we doing that? This is not like I understand a Michael song played during that, but like, this is not the time for politics. This is not the time for that. And that's why I reacted the way I did when I saw that. I was like, why? But I'm not surprised because the estate usually likes to advertise every little thing that happens. Like with the Olympics. And then literally it wasn't exactly like I thought it was irrelevant, and the only reason that they showed that was because of the song playing. If Michael was not playing, that's why. No, if Michael Jackson was not playing, then they would have never showed it. But they probably would have found a way to bring politics into a Michael Jackson thing. But I don't know. I think the sole reason for them playing that was because of the fact that there was a Michael Jackson song playing. Then you had the Olympics, them showing off the Olympics. Talented, man. They were great, but like, I would have preferred the stories more rich in tone. But other than that, I think the main thing people wanted today was the biopic stuff. Like, they wanted more biopic updates. I'm probably seeing the disappointment from people already. Yeah, we're getting some people. No biopic. Let me see what people are saying on the. Michael gave everything on Bad Tour because at the time Bad Tour was supposed to be his last tour. That's he put everything he had. That's why Bad Tour is his best solo tour. This is why right here. This is why I just keep saying it. He made every show. That was one of the tours that I don't really feel like, yeah, I mean, of course he's doing the same routine, but it's like it's fucking amazing. I love the band. I love his energy. There were certain shows where he was doing different moves. There was that one show in, I forgot what city it was, but he was doing a fish walk during a Heartbreak Hotel. That is rare. Like, he never does that during Heartbreak Hotel. So that's cool. So Bad Tour. Yeah, like these comments. If Michael Jackson was alive, oh yeah, let me read these comments on the chat here. I'm getting from Twitter. If Michael Jackson was alive today, he would be allowing this. It's called a birthday. You guys are proving it again why he died so young. The pure stress. It's like, yeah, it's fine that it was celebratory to bring up the Olympics. If that's all they could do, that's all they could do. I'm not bothered by that. It's just, I don't know, man. The way it was presented, I was like, okay. And then we got the chat going on about bringing back to life, and people are saying bringing back to life. Like, yeah, like that's gonna happen. Yeah, it was how they did the celebration. That was my. But show Michael, it was his birthday. I didn't mind like I said, I didn't mind the rich and tone stories. I didn't mind now here's the thing though that I also have to understand. The people that are physically there saw that too, and I think last year's was about the musical, right? It was literally about the MJ the musical the whole time. And I like the musical, but I'm not like the biggest fan of the musical like that, because I mean, I can make a whole video about why my opinions have changed. I'm so happy the show is doing well. Like, I'm so fucking happy the show's doing well. I just wish the book was better. That's my number one thing. I wish the book was better. But the dancing and the singing is like, I can't ignore that. I'm like, these performers do the show 8 times a week. And I'm not the only one saying the book should have been better. Like people, I know someone that knows people in the Broadway business that even said that I wish the book was better. So I'm not the only one saying this. People have said this before. But as a performance, I can't bash it because it's Broadway. I can't, even though there's like, a few things I'll say, but like, I'll see it again. I'll see it again because I want to see all the MJs. That's my thing. If you haven't seen the MJ the musical, I still encourage you to see it because it's there's things that were great about it. I just wish there were certain things that they took in different directions. But if you've seen the show, I could tell you what I wish they did better. Or but I mean, I can't complain. I mean, the show's doing well. It's selling out. It's on the national tour. People love it. I love it for what it is. But let's go back to today. I'm not upset that we didn't get the teaser. I'm not like I think with the Olympics, I understand why they showed it, but at the same time, it just reminds me of like Twitter because we've seen these already. We've seen the Olympic stuff. We've seen it already. Now I could if there are people in that building that didn't see it, or people who were in that room that didn't see it, or the chat, okay, then that's fine. Now if that was their first time, that was their first time. That's cool. I love that. I just wish I don't know, man. Like at least a montage would have worked. I don't know. Of you could put the Olympics in there. Just I don't know, man. It's but it's really not big of a deal. I mean, they celebrated Michael, but like I don't know if it was enough to get the fans happy. Exactly. It's your local. It's like your local feed. I think I think they're trying to like get Mike. The estate's been doing this a lot. They want to get Michael a new audience and but if you want to get if you want Michael Jackson to become relevant again, then do stuff. I mean, they're doing the biopic, which is fucking amazing, but release new stuff. Like put out like Thriller 40 was a disappointment. That was something new, but it was shit. Like they've done new things, but they're always fucking terrible. Like Thriller 40 fucking sucked. Michael Jackson's Halloween. Yeah, it was an animated film, but I don't remember it being that good. Scream was terrible. What happened in 20? On the Wall was good. I liked On the Wall. MJ the musical was a great thing. I think it's probably my favorite thing that they've done next to Bad 25. I hope they realize that the new audience cares about the sets and archive, not the shows. Archive. I mean, concerts that'd be cool to see. I mean, new concerts. I mean, Munich '92 would have been nice. The new poster would have been enough. That would have been enough. They released Sunset Driver again. Be grateful. Now, here's one thing I'll say about the Sunset Driver release. I'm happy about. I was happy only because that song landed on streaming services. Like a lot of those songs, like Chic Trouble. I'm not a fan of Lovely Way to Go. Like I feel like if you want a new like actually do what the Prince Estate is doing, man. Like I understand there's stuff going on behind the scenes with Sony. I get it. Like I completely get it. Like they're not perfect. Like they're not. And as much as people complain about the estate, I'm not one of those people. But if I know that they're doing something bad, then they're doing something bad. I didn't have a problem with them showing the Olympic. I think as going as far as showing off the performances, you could easily watch that on YouTube. But I could understand it from like an atmosphere perspective. Okay, let's play it in front of a bunch of people. That's fun. That's cool. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. MJ's backup there. I mean, they told some pretty I mean, they told some never before heard stories. I don't think some of those stories I've heard before, like the one I brought up with Marlon Brando. So here's how it was. This year was Rich and Tone, the Olympics, and the Democratic National Convention. Last year was MJ the musical, and then they had a performance. MJ1 had a performance. I think I don't know. I think that was Dangerous. And then 2022, they did the Greg Fillinganes panel, which was very good. And then they had the Girl's Mind MJ1 performance. I think 2022 was the best stream. That the best birthday panel they've done, because that one was good. I remember that one was like Greg was talking his way. He was telling some great stories. I remember how good that one was. Then next year, what they should do? Hey, Estate, I got an idea for you. For next year's panel, get Jafar. Get Jafar on. Get him to talk about the more behind the scenes. Get him to talk about how going behind the scenes. You know, compared to other States of Dead artists, Michael's is the best. Hard disagree, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at the Prince Estate, they put out more than the Michael Estate. I mean, they did a whole box set with Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe. Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe had a new concert that we've never seen. Never seen. 3 discs. One of them having like 30 new songs. Majority were bootlegs, but they were released at least. We look at the Beatles estate. Even the Beatles estate is better than Michael's estate. Jimi Hendrix. I mean, me and my friend did a video about the estate. And then we were talking about the only other estate that I will say is really bad, but I think they're getting better because they're doing, I think they're doing some documentary, but there was a point, the Aaliyah estate. The Aaliyah estate, at a time, I don't know how it is now, but from what I saw before, it is not good as well. That's another really bad estate, the Aaliyah estate. I think a dangerous anniversary. It was a missed opportunity. It was such a missed opportunity. We didn't get it. Recent new concerts, performances. We get the remastered videos. I even said, yeah, Elvis too. Elvis estate. You know, they're. I mean, Elvis is another controversial name, but like, you know, at least his estate is better. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm grateful for what we've gotten. Like, I'm grateful for what the estate at least has given us. Like, they're not. I think Michael's estate is better than the Aaliyah estate, but that's a very that's by a little bit. But Michael's estate, the only things I will say that they did well with, if you could go watch my video about the estate, it's on my channel. Yeah, they have the audio concert and the video concert. Yes, I like that a lot. They also did the I think they did the Purple Rain one too, and I think it was like Sydney. I think 85. Some fan pages giving more. Now here are a few that are doing that. There's a lot that just give off the same stuff. I'm probably one of those people too. But Saturday Bang does a great job with the music, the short film movie covers. I don't know if you guys have seen Saturday Bang or heard of a user called Saturday Bang. Great page. I think it got disabled, like his old account, but it's a very good page, and then there's a lot of really good artists. I think another thing that I noticed with the Michael community, especially on Instagram, and this is actually for a good reason. Like I can't, complain about people being inactive. I can't. I feel like the MJ influencer thing has kind of died. And I think that just shows me that everybody they're just living lives now. I think like Like Fangirl's coming back, but everyone else that I've watched, like let's look at all of them. History in the Mix is done. Moon Speaks. I don't know what's going on with her. Deneen. She's hanging in there. We spoke recently. MJ Buzz. He's got kids. He's got a wife. You know, everyone's got a life. I mean, the only people that are really, I mean, and I think, you know, even MJ Central's not doing stuff anymore, and hey, because he's probably living life too. I do think when the biopic comes out, we're probably gonna get another young MJ influencer. I think it'd be really cool. I know Red Jackson's killing it right now with his interviews, but I'm just saying, you can get talent and passion, but you can get the other side being the same old pictures you would see every fucking time. Hence why when the MJ State changed their profile picture, people were saying that it reminded them of a fan account. River Gibbs is trying to make a comeback. People were saying this for years, and he never made a full-time comeback. And I don't think he's going to make a full-time comeback. People didn't like him to begin with. This is not my opinions. I've seen other people's opinions. Now, River Gibbs, for those who don't know, River Gibbs, you know, I don't want to say what happened, but he hasn't been in the community since, you know, what happened in 2019. But I'm trying to think. He's not in the community anymore, so I can't really. I don't want to seem like I'm calling him out, because I have no reason to call him out, because I don't really know the guy, so I won't say it on the stream. But people didn't like him to begin with. Like people just didn't like. There were a few people that told me that. I'm gonna say it anyway. People told me that he was not a good dancer. And then people didn't like how political he was. That's another thing that he did. Now that we're on the topic of impersonators, this is great because I'm starting that series. I hope I get to start that with my time. But we could talk about it here too. ECAS. Oh boy. I don't know. It's been a while since that whole thing happened. I think that whole thing was just social media drama at its best. No one went to jail. There was no court thing. Nothing. Like he was. Some of you know the whole story. Some of you know the story. Michael Trapson, who I'm also probably gonna make a video about. Most of the things I'm gonna say about him are good things. Like I'm not. And then I'll also get the side of the people who don't like him and stuff like that. So every impersonator is gonna be. Like I'll do both sides, and then you'll say, okay, overall opinion, and then we'll leave it in the comments. This is not to like bash anybody. I just think that side of the MJ community is so interesting, and at least I could be honest about them because there's so many people that don't like impersonators, so I can't really be afraid to say things about specific people. I'll give you an example. Fabio is hated. People do not like Fabio. I'm gonna make a video about Fabio. I'm gonna make a video about Navi. I'm gonna make a video about Giles Franca. I'm making videos about whoever. Ernest Valentino. I don't know when these are coming out. I can't give estimate dates, but these are considerations. E Casanova. There's another one. Give me more impersonators. Sack. Rodrigo. I like his content, but he's basically who Savior? Fabio was better than Navi. That's a hot take. Let's see if people agree with this one. Now Fabio is easily the most hated Michael impersonator. Before that, it was King of Love 97. Who remembers King of Love 97? Trapson, he's doing, what is he doing now? He's doing the Victory Tour tribute thing now. Jafar is not an impersonator. His state has Michael Jackson's work on their hands. They have no idea what to do with his art. Krista MJ. Krista's on TikTok because Instagram treats her like shit. That's why. That's why he's yeah. King of Love 97. Who knows that name? I'll explain to you who King of Love 97 was. I'm not gonna make a video about this guy because History of the Mix already made a very good video about him. There was a live stream. I'm gonna summarize it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not making a video about this because History of the Mix already made a video about it a while ago. King of Love 97 was an Instagram page, and he would do these live streams. One of them was he was imitating Michael. His Michael voice was actually pretty fucking good. Apparently, he was in Pearl Jr.'s documentary, and then they put him to I think it was It's 2018. Thank you to all my fans around the world, and then that was a whole thing. Somebody's home, so stay on the stream. I'll be right back, okay? Let me play a video while we're at it. I'm gonna play one of my best videos. Actually, no. So yeah, actually, hold on, never mind. Yeah, so I have to wait to hear this next part, but I might. I'll say it now. So then, King of Love 97 would also do streams where he was doing a lot of really not so good things. He would literally, and I'm not kidding when I say this. I remember watching this live. I remember in 2018. I remember watching it on live. He was, from what I can remember, he would go up to a Michael Jackson poster and he would say the N-word repetitively to either was to Michael or to something else. He was saying the N-word. And that's what got him like really like, that's when people were like, this guy is not good. Like, why are you like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's just not okay. If I find the video of History in the Mix talking about that, and there's video footage of this too. There's a bit of a snippet of this, but of course it's censored. But I remember seeing it on live. And I remember it going pretty wild in the fan community at the time. I also remember there was a guy in 2018. That was a wild year. Like 2018, 2019, that was a wild time. There was another guy. Yeah, a lot of people said the N-word around that time. Like, you don't really get that anymore. Like people getting called out for saying the N-word in the Michael community. I haven't seen that. Maybe on Twitter it happened. I've seen people attempt to fake their deaths on Twitter. I've seen that. Last year there was a whole thing that went on. Was it Sammy Rose? There was a Twitter page that faked her death, and people were so mad at her for that. I'm talking about a guy named King of Love 97. I was referring to when he said the N-word on a stream. Then MJ never faked his death. Thank you. Finally, someone intelligent. I never said Michael faked his death. I'm talking about a fan that faked her death on Twitter, and fans were pissed off about it. I don't know if you heard the conversation, or the statement I made. Do you like Tell Me I'm Dreaming? I like that song. Kent Olaf. I can't really do a video about him because there's not really any information other than the fact that he runs a dance school in Finland, and he is a very, very good dancer. That's all I really can say. Rodrigo, I can make a video about Rodrigo because there's information that I can pull out. and they're all positive. I mean, the fact that people love him in Brazil. He has his own music. Are you mocking the fan who passed? I never said. I said there was a fan that faked her death, and then right after that there was a Twitter space of people being they were so upset with her because people thought that she died and then she faked her death. That's what happened. I remember that. I remember being a big deal around that time. That's when I was a lot more active on Twitter. Then there was a thing with T.J. Jackson. People were going at T.J. Jackson. This was one thing that didn't have to do with Michael, but T.J. Jackson. I think people were upset with him. The thing went so out of proportion. T.J. set himself up with that. I remember. I felt so bad for him, but I'm not gonna make any more comments about that because that's just that's for another time. I don't know much about that, but all I know is that he was making comments about I think it was about the song WAP, I think. Yeah, and then people were people said that he was talking shit about Janet. That's the only thing that I remember. I don't even remember what he said that got people to be mad. I like TJ. I love TJ. I have nothing against him. I really that's from memory. I don't really remember the whole thing. That was just something to reminisce. Just be less insensitive next time you talk about soldier. All right, this is a troll. This is a troll. Nah, Olaf is fucking amazing. Yeah, she's still alive. That she slut shamed the Janet. Yep. He said he doesn't like to see it. People assumed he was hating on her. Oh. It was about yes. It was about like having his kids listen to inappropriate music and then people went after him for that. It was all over the place. It was because I mean TJ has a family. They have a vlog channel. Yes, I remember when that happened when he got accused of all that stuff. That hasn't gone anywhere. Yeah, he said girls shouldn't see that. I mean, I get where he's coming from. Like I do. He has every right to his opinion. I mean, that's the point that I keep making. But again, I don't want to talk about that on the channel anymore. Yeah, 23 was fucking wow. That was a wild year. This year was actually pretty good. Like for once. Like it wasn't like the only thing that I will say is like things it's just repetitive things that have nothing like toxic but like just repetitive stuff, but like it's like asking the same questions and statements, the same Michael defenses, all that stuff. But like when it comes to like drama and toxicity, there is nothing like 2023. There was nothing like 2019. 2019 was a wild year too. You had an American Scheme was relevant around that time. You had Ephraim 80s guy was more viral around that time. Viral in the community. That was wild. And 2020 was when the E-Casanova thing was happening. E-Cats. That's when the BLM was going on, the election. That was a wild year. We look back at all these years like shit. We started talking about impersonators. That's why we got the topics like this. And I'm starting the series about impersonators because people are really like it seems like they really want it because the engagement I got in that video was really good. So I'm gonna get started with that when I get the chance to. No concert, no. Oh, you're talking about the stream. Oh yeah, that too. What the fuck, man? Like, yes, I understand concerns about his skin color, but like, the kid's gonna do fucking amazing. Hey, I'm good. All right, My bad. Traps, and I guess it was because that was created. That was the traps and IG lives. Let me tell you, man. On the personal page, oof, the videos are going to be about positives and negatives. I'm talking about positive people as well. Rodrigo is one of them. I don't know if you heard me in the other in the a couple minutes ago. I was talking about Rodrigo Teaser and how positive he is as an impersonator. He's one of the better ones, next to Kent Olaf. Another one I can make a video about is Alex Blanco. He has a lot on his thing. I'm not gonna talk about certain things because that's too personal, but I'm not gonna dive into that. I'll talk about the ones that call themselves number one, like the number one tribute, number one this. They said we'll be getting a biopic update soon, but when is soon? I don't know when soon is. That's the thing. That's another thing. Very gory alternate ABC chain. Really? I did not know that. It was originally 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I've heard that before, but I never have anybody to say that fact. I don't hear anybody like they might use makeup on him though. Oh yeah, I think they did because Tia was singing with Michael ABC demo. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think they put makeup on him. Yeah, there was a leaked photo of the kid, and he looked much darker. And even people were not happy about that. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video now about the new Michael Jackson book that's coming out. So I'm gonna get that video up by tonight, and then I'll probably take another hiatus until I feel like doing a video again. But it was a fun time. It was a little bit that live stream was a little bit whoop. But I'm not gonna, let's go the distance. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Look at the comments of the MJ post. Gotta be starting something. You got to be starting something. Da, da. Oh wow! So a lot of people making edits of Jafar as certain people. I almost had some sort of attack. Next watch party. I don't know when it's gonna be. Yes, the Sam Emerson book. Yep. I'm waiting for you to wish Michael. I'm not even gonna reply because I'm waiting for you to wish Michael a happy birthday. I've done it like 5 times today. Boom, the boom, 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 the boom, boom, the boom, 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 boom. I gotta get the. If I do another watch party, it's probably gonna be the Jackson 5 Mexico City show. But it's his birthday. I know it's his birthday. I literally have. I'm not even gonna communicate with you because you're just a troll. So it's funny. You're funny. You didn't even reply to my comment about how I could be a better fan. I gave her money. The lyrics. Who is it, Army? Oh yeah, y'all gotta just put the lyrics of Who Is It down in the comments. That's a little activity. There we go. People chiming in. Oh shit. Remember that video we got like a couple years ago? It was like 2 years ago. Someone leaked the video of Michael Jackson. It was in Neverland. And he was celebrating Prince's birthday. It was like his second birthday in Neverland. And that was that was crazy because we got that video. It was like 40-second video, and in the back, there was a song, an unheard song, and it was definitely unreleased because like I tried to ask Siri what the song was, they were not able to identify it. So I think it was a song that probably wasn't finished. And the catch was the guy that put up the video said that he had the entire footage, but in order to get that footage, you'd have to donate to the Chinese fan club. People fed into it. We never got the full video. People assumed, well, it was a scam. It wasn't a, people donated their money to get this video. I don't know if those people that donated got the full video. I don't. They never shared it, so it's not. We didn't get it. The last rare thing we got. I don't even. Okay, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, 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 happy birthday. Okay, you feel better? Any biopic intel? No biopic updates in this panel. Favorite funny moments. I will not say anything that is overused, so I'm going to give you a rare one. There was a moment in 1984, it was during the AMAs, and Barry Manilow was performing. Nobody talks about this, so this is a good time. Barry Manilow was performing. He was doing a tribute. It was a tribute, and he was doing "I'll Be There," right? He was doing "I'll Be There," and Michael was just looking at him like what the fuck? Like he's like he has his shades on. He's just watching it. Like he's not even like reacting. Like this is a shady fucking moment. And I always there was a point where I just fucking died laughing. Like there was a point where I remember like seeing that video. It was the very first video I think I ever reacted to when it came to Michael Jackson was the video called Michael Jackson's Pettiest Moments. I remember seeing this video in 2018 for the very first time. I remember there was a part in the video where they made a joke about Jerry curl juice. And they made another. I think there was another joke where I think they had just some music playing in the back, and it was like every part of the video was just him having some little moments with the backup singers, like touching their bodies and stuff. 2009 is when I first discovered him. I have some booty itching opinions on impersonators, and most of them are not good ones. You remember popular opinion? Oh yeah, you do. I do. I remember it. I'm not saying all impersonators are bad. I have no right to really critique their dancing because I'm not accurate at all. Like from certain people who've seen it. My dance stream, I'm not. I can dance, but I'm not like, oh my god, I'm like, I don't want to think that. I don't, because there are impersonators that do think that they think they're literally Michael Jackson, and that they can prove that with all the makeup, with all the prosthetics, with the overuse of plastic surgery. They will go out of their way to live their life pretending to be a dead person. And I don't that's something that I wouldn't do. Another thing that even Trapson said this. Trapson said, and I agree with him on this. He said also a lot of the impersonators have egos. That's another one that I've noticed. A lot of egos in the Michael community. A lot of in the impersonator world. So when he said that, I was like, finally, someone calls it out. Do you know Rodrigo Teaser? Yes, and he's one of the best ones that doesn't have an ego. Rodrigo does not have an ego. I don't think he has an ego. My friend saw Rodrigo perform, and he told me that Rodrigo, he just does it for the legacy. He doesn't want to be like Michael. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to pretend to be him. He just does it for the legacy of Michael Jackson, and that's how it should be. Rodrigo Teaser is also one of those impersonators that has approval by Kevin Dorsey, Jennifer Batten, and Lavelle Smith, and they're all three of them are in his shows. That's how you know that the people love him. You know, he's loyal, he's supportive, he loves all the children and the families that come see his shows. He loves the audience energy. You know, the culture in Brazil is beautiful. So the energy that he gets for the shows, incredible, fucking incredible. Especially when he does Billie Jean. When Rodrigo does Billie Jean, yeah, it's fucking over, man. He's gonna make you fucking cry. Like I want to see Rodrigo live badly. It's funny because he actually offered a ticket, a free ticket, to come to one of his shows, but I don't think I was available that day. I think I had something very important going on that day. But if I had my way to out of that, I would have went to see it. I would have wanted to see his shows. Um, you know, that's one concert, one person here. Another group that I want to see is the Who's Bad tribute band. I really wish there were more tribute bands for Michael, but Who's Bad is one of them. He's one of those tribute bands that people love. People love Who's Bad. Because but you know who else used to be in Who's Bad? I talked about this guy before. And I really hate to bring him up again, but I know you guys have probably heard me bring this guy up. I might have to. I gotta do something later, so I gotta end this stream in a bit. But I bring up a guy. His name is Joe Bell Star. I brought this guy up a couple times. Now that I bring up Who's Bad, I bring up Joe Bell Star. Joe Bell Star is this impersonator that I don't even know what he is. He has this like someone needs to diagnose this guy because I don't even know what the fuck. Like he's a gift, man. This guy is beautiful. Joe Bell, just look at this guy. Joe Bell Star. For those people who don't know who Joe Bell is, this guy used to be in Who's Bad, and then this is him right now. This is him. I'm not gonna play any videos because I've done that many times already. But you can just look for yourself, and you are in for a treat. You're in for a treat, guys. If you see this guy and Simply Jackson, you're gonna be in a treat when you see either this guy or Simply Jackson. He has like his own songs. Like he literally thinks that he is Michael Jackson. Okay, we're gonna look. Okay, here's one thing that we haven't done yet, and we're gonna look at his website. We're gonna look at the Joe Bell Star website, and you're not gonna believe what you are gonna see. We're gonna look at the Simply Jackson one too, but let's look at Joe Bell's site. So we have the fan made Thriller 40 thing here. But I want to see his little descriptions here. I love how this is not even like edited. Okay, here we go. Life changes. Michael passes. Who's Bad show is now a double show with cameras from around the world. Where's his little description though? He had a bio of some sort. Here. About. Here we go. In 1983, I was on TV doing the Thriller dance, and at Northside House School of the Arts, and dance classes with Heather Hayes and Travis Payne. I was a token Michael Jackson for Disney World. I performed another part of me at the Shrine Auditorium. I was briefly in an all-male group together by Frank Gatson. I was like, yeah, right. So I did Who's Bad? Well, I'm just still alive. I did my best token to keep him alive, tributed him for the next 10 years. So I started performing on Fox Business News China Tour, every city in the U.S. We met the great Aretha Franklin singing for Bushes in Texas. And then he goes, I just want to bring Michael back, keep him alive in spirit. So I sing Said I'm Back. It's just my interpretation of what he might say if he was still alive today. Am I Michael Jackson? Almost every fan wishes to be Michael Jackson, and I'm certainly a fan. But I sure as hell have a blast thinking that I am. Just like the rest of you Michael fans. LOL. We do have some similarities. For example, I used to like Danny's wife when we were in band. She's very pretty in person. So I understand you, Michael. I met the lovely Linda Parrish while on tour again. My hair done by the King of Pop's latest hairdresser. I've been attributing him for my whole life. He's just another part of me. Joe Bell, motherfucking star. He has a thing called Purple Rain Live. Oh my god. It's an interview.
Showed me a few times, and
I never seen this. I never seen this. Hold the fuck on.
But he's way cool. His name is Talib York, and he's a great dancer and entertainer. Myself, I am more. They usually use me for like Man in the Mirror and bigger songs like Earth Song and so forth.
So apparently, according to him, he is Michael Jackson.
Different times for different shows.
Yes, I can see. Well, because there's, that's a big hat to wear. I'm sure every once in a while you're like, let somebody else wear it.
It is. It is, and sometimes he may not be available or might not be available, so we might say we'll switch out and so forth.
Right. So you guys do, obviously corporate events and different.
We do.
What's the big big concentration of what you do?
Let me tell you something. We do major clubs, arenas, House of Blues. We've been around.
What year was this? Oh, this is old. This is old.
The world, actually.
That's wonderful.
So we've
In the parish is my latest hairstylist. Ah, shit. Get ready for this guy. I haven't did his website live here yet. All right, let's look at my man, Simply Jackson. If I can pull his thing up, I think that'd be very, very helpful. Here we go. Oh, Jules by Julie, because she posted about the book that I'm making a video about. Hey, another shout out to Jules by Julie. She's another great person who does make like rhinestone gloves, I think, like replica rhinestone gloves. Like they're actually really good. All right, here we go. UK's #1 Michael Jackson tribute act. Is Elvis too? No, don't tell me he does both Michael Jackson and Elvis. All right, let's go to about the show. I need you all to be as most interactive in the comment section for this one. 100% live vocals. Simply Jackson is proud to say that we do not mime to any Michael Jackson track. Hearing is believing. Hear how close Simply Jackson is to the real man himself, Michael Jackson. You ready for this? Here we go.
As I came into the window, was a sound of a crescendo. Keeping rhythm on the bumper, let the blood stains on the carpet. So she ran into the table. They could see she was unable. So she ran into the bedroom. She was struck down. It was your doom. And it was okay. So and it was okay. Are you okay? And it was okay. So and it was okay. Are you okay? And it was okay. So and it was okay. Are you okay? And it was okay.
Did you hear that at all? Let me see what's happening. Oh no. People heard it. People heard it. Let me raise it up a little bit.
Okay. So anyway, you're okay. Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us?
And then they put the real Michael later. Like what? Video backdrops. Simply Jackson comes complete with the intro videos that start the show off with the band. Authentic costumes. 100% authentic costumes, carefully designed costumes. And then look at his set list. Let me tell you, his set list is also pretty. It's pretty unique, man. It's he starts the show with Smooth Criminal. Yeah. And then he puts starting something at the very middle of the show. No, another thing. Okay, I think the worst performance he's done. He has two people wearing afro wigs. This is another thing that these people like to do. They like to have them put like, why are we throwing wigs? Like it's such a stereotype, man. Like we put in like afro wigs on these fucking people during the Jackson 5 medley. Like what the fuck, bro? It just doesn't look good. Like, what are you doing? And then just the overall performance of Jackson 5 for that simply. I watched it. It's terrible, dude. It's not even just the arrangement was what the fuck. There was one God, there's a very good friend of mine, very into musical theater. I remember he posted a story saying that Simply Jackson has the most inaccurate sounding band. It's an inaccurate representation of Michael Jackson's music. And I agree. I mean, not everything has to be perfect, but it's like when you fuck it up, you fuck it up. That's it. You can change some things here and there, but make it a reason to come to your show. Make it a reason for people to come to a tribute show. Like there's some really good show. Like we got Invincible MJ, right? The Jeffrey Perez, great fucking sound alike. Go see him. He's awesome. I always loved Jeffrey. I respect what he does. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna head off. This was a cool stream. We just talked about impersonators for the last like 30 minutes, and I'm gonna go. But okay, everybody, I will see you all in the next stream. Someone mentioned but all right, take care, everybody. All right, bye. See ya, and video coming soon. It might be tomorrow though. It's regarding the new book that's coming out. So. And thank you to the people, there were 3 people that did a whole Who Is It chain going on in the chat. So you guys are awesome. That was cool. I had to acknowledge that. Some was the fade. That was cool. The strings. Yeah. All right, everybody. Y'all take care now. Bye bye.